Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go over a bi-weekly paycheck budget. We are doing a zero-based budget where we're going to get our budget down to zero and allocate funds for everything. I'm Angel. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you to be a part of the family. Also, feel free to download the Fetch app. The information is in the description bar below. This app is monumental to helping you get any type of rewards back for any expenses or spending that you do. You will be able to get money towards any stores that you like to spend at. So that information is in the description box below. Feel free to go down there and get that information. Let's get into this bi-weekly budget. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the dates for a bi-weekly pay, and we're going to start in September. So we're going to say, for the sake of this budget, we get paid every single Friday. I'm sorry, every other Friday. So it's going to be the 2nd, the 16th, and the 30th. This will be a budget that has 3 pays in a month, okay? I'll do a separate video on how to budget if you have only 2 pays in a month, but this one is going to be 3 pays. So first thing we're going to do is write down our income for that month. For the sake of that, I'm going to say our income is $1,400 every 2 weeks. We get paid on the 2nd, the 16th, and the 30th. Okay. The next step that you want to do is you want to write down all of your expenses. Okay. Starting with the expenses, you want to start with the first expense that is due for the month. You want to put the dates down that the expenses are due. These are fixed expenses, which are expenses that normally do not change in amounts, and or they are expenses that you have to pay to make sure that your household is ran. So that's rent, that's gas, that's water, that's whatever else, right? So you will put all of that down. So rent, and we're going to do 600, and you would change these amounts based on your specific expenses. And second, daughter's phone bill, 44. Second, electric, 65. 12th, my phone bill and internet, 120. 16th, car note, 250. 17th, gym membership, 25. 18th, acorn, 25. 20th, cat insurance, 30. 20th, Netflix. Who does not have Netflix, right? $16. 20th, Apple storage, $10. 22nd, car insurance, 120. And 27th is Adobe, 21. So then we're going to total all of these fixed expenses up. So I'm going to take my calculator, and we're going to go 600 plus 44 plus 65 plus 120 plus 25, 250 for my car note, plus 25 for the gym, plus 25 for Acorn, plus $30 for my cat insurance, plus $16 for Netflix, plus $10 for Apple storage, plus $120 for car insurance, plus $21 for Adobe. And that leaves me with $13.26. Okay, so no matter what, I know that these bills have to go out every single month, and the total for all of these bills is $13.26. These are my major bills, right? The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to any variable expenses. These will be expenses that have to do with anything related to money that exchanges in and out of your hand on a weekly basis. So things like, and I'm going to just put vary expenses for variable expenses. This is going to be things like gas. And let me explain also a little further. Variable expenses are expenses that not only exchange out of your hand on a weekly basis, but they also, you have the power of being able to change the amounts that go to these things that you exchange every single week. And as an example of that would be gas. You can say this week, I'm only going to put $30 in my gas tank, right? Whereas though you're normally putting $60 or $50 in your gas tank. Or this week you can say I'm going to put $50, but next week I'm only going to do $30. You have the choice to be able to change these expenses around based on your needs in that moment, which is the great thing about a budget. That's why that makes it variable expenses, because they vary. Okay, so we're going to do gas. For me, I also always do hair because I do buy hair products on a weekly basis. One of my other variable expenses is food, groceries. And I also do an eating out budget because I like to eat out during the week, right? And then I also give myself a little bit of money. And then I also make a miscellaneous category for anything that comes up. And this is normally for if somebody has a birthday or something and you forgot, right? And that specific week you say, oh crap, I forgot. I have $30 that I can go get a gift card, or I can get a card and a gift card or whatever, and put some money in there. Or, you know, you have something else. If something else comes up and you need to run somewhere and it's a fee to pay it, you have a miscellaneous category that you can dig into and you don't have to touch anything else. So make sure you outline these. The next one that you will want to outline is any sinking funds, which are saving funds that you know you will be spending on for that specific year. These type of things would include birthdays, Christmas. I always do other. I'm going to just put a other holidays like New Year's, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, right? You have another holiday bucket. Vacations, clothes, car maintenance, self-care as an example. You can make as many as you want. Some people do household. That's another one that I would do. Or home. You can also like do the holidays. You can separate them out. Some people do fun money. It's a lot of different. And then I also do other miscellaneous. Just if something else comes up, you have another envelope. So this is how you want to set it up. Then you will go to debt. Okay. So any debt, like I have Capital One, right? And I should have actually put it over here, but I'm going to keep going because you put your minimum payment down for your expenses as well. And you know what? I'll do it really quickly and tally up the total again. So I think that is due the 22nd. Capital One. Or credit card. You can do credit card. Credit card. And then you do the minimum payment. So let's retally up my total for here. 65 plus 120 plus 250 plus 25 plus 25 plus 30 plus 16 plus 10 plus 120 plus 21 plus 25. Okay, so we're at 1351. That's our new total with capital one added. Okay, so this would be extra debt. This is any extra debt that you need to pay, right? So capital one, and that's really it for me. Student loan is frozen right now. Car loan, you put that here, but this is any extra debt. So I'll put car note just in case, like extra car payment if you wanted to make something more than was currently right here, right? And then you will come down to savings, saving fund. You will do bill saving fund. And then 6-month saving fund. Let me explain the 3 saving funds. First one is emergency fund. If you do not have any money set aside right now starting this budget, this is the fund that you need to fund first. So, and as we get into it further, I'll explain and show you more of what I mean by that. If you have no savings, you want to allocate for your expenses. You want to do your variable expenses. You want to do your sinking funds. And you're going to skip extra debt and go straight to saving. Okay? Straight to saving to get up this saving fund. A lot of people say $1,000, at least have $1,000. I say that's not enough for me. Whatever you feel comfortable with, definitely do that. Some people, it might be $2,000 to $2,500. It might be $500, but at least have some type of safety net so that if something comes up, you can get in a car accident and you might have a $500 deductible. You're going to need to pull that from somewhere if your car maintenance if you don't have enough in your car maintenance. So always make sure you have something set aside in a savings to help you with any money or funds that are that may come up, because life happens, right? So that's what this one is. This is the holy grail of everything else. You want to make sure you have something saved. The next one is the bill savings fund. This bill savings fund is for some people call it carryover, rollover. There's multiple different things or ways people describe this. I call it the bill saving fund because this normally it is specifically designated to roll into the next paycheck if you have additional bills that come out prior to you getting that next paycheck. And I'll explain this further as we get down into the budget. Okay, so just pause for that for right now, but I'll explain it more when we get down to the budget. The 6-month saving fund is saving enough money so that if something were to happen, you would be able to literally take care of these expenses and these expenses and your variable expenses for at least 6 months. Okay, bare bones, you would be able to take care of these things that you normally have to do on a weekly basis for the next 6 months. So that's what this is. And the order in which they work with a precedence would be you would save for this first. This would be second, and then you would do your 6-month savings. Okay, so we're going to work this, and I'm going to show you how we would set this up based on these pays up here. Let me also write monthly income. And let's tally up. So for this specific month, since we have 3 pays, and every 2 weeks we're getting $1,400, we're going to do $1,400 times 3 pays. That's going to give us $4,200 to work with. Okay, so we're going to move over here. And I'm going to put this up for a second. We're going to move here. And we're going to write our pays down. So we have, and this is going to be September 2022. So we have 9/2. We have 9/16. And then we have 9/30. Okay. So we're going to write down what bills have to be paid from the 2nd to the 16th. And I know you're probably like, but wait, we have a bill due on the 1st. How would we handle that? Well, in this budget that I'm going to show you, and if you see my cat, just say, hey, he does what he wants. His name is Kobe. You'll probably see him a whole lot because he wanders. So the first bill on the 1st is prior to your paycheck on the 2nd. The budgeting method that I'm going to show you is going to show you how to have this bill savings fund. The way that it's set up is that you will have the check at the end of the month pay for expenses until your first check in the beginning of that new month. Okay, so for September, this check is going to help pay for expenses in our October bills prior to us getting to October. Okay, so just looking, right? So we have 3 bills that come out of here. We have, let's see, a chunk of these, basically all of these that come out of here, and then we'll have this check left to roll over into our new month. So with that, we're going to start budgeting. So the first thing I'm going to budget is for my daughter's phone bill, right? And that's going to be $44. Second thing I'm going to budget for is electric, $65. And then I'm going to budget for my phone and cable, which is the 20th. So then we're going to tally that up, right? So what is the total? So the total for that is 120. Let me start from the top. 44 plus 65 plus 120. 229. Okay. So we know that our checks are $1,400 every 2 weeks. Right? So what we're going to do next is we're going to say we have a paycheck of $1,400 minus the $229 that needs to come out. We're left with, or the remaining amount is $1,171. Okay. Now we're going to move over to our variable expenses. So these are expenses, right? I'm going to just put vary. And this is gas. So I'm going to put $25 to gas for this pay, right? You can choose whatever you need to choose, and however you need to set those up, you set them up. Hair, I'm going to only do 15. Food for groceries, I'm going to do 75. Or, you know what? I'm going to do 100. Since we're doing a 2-week budget, I'm going to do 100. Eating out, I'm going to do $40 to eat out. And actually gas, I'm going to do $40 for gas. We're going to do 40 for gas, 15 for the hair, food, $100, eating out, $40, personal, I'm going to give myself $40, miscellaneous, I'm going to give myself $40, right? So what am I left with? So total of this, right? What is the total? So let's see what the total is. So we have $40 for gas, $15 for hair, $100 for groceries, $40 for eating out, $40 for personal expenses, $40 for miscellaneous. So we're at $275. So we are left with, remember, what we're left with after our expenses is $11.71. So if we minus what we took for our variable expenses is 275, which we're left with is 896. Okay. So now we're at 896. So now I need to do my sinking funds. I need to do saving funds for all the stuff that I know is going to come up in the future. So we're going to do sinking. Here, so we have birthday. We have Christmas. We have other holiday, right? So birthday, we have other holiday, we have vacation. I'm going to just do vacay. Clothes, car, self-care, home, right? Household, and other miscellaneous. So birthday, I'm going to do, let's do 20 bucks. Christmas, 25 bucks. Other holidays, 25 bucks. Vacation, 35 bucks. Clothes, 20 bucks. Car, for car maintenance, I'll do 20 bucks. For self-care, I'll do 30 bucks. For home, I'll do 20 bucks. For other miscellaneous, I'll do 20 bucks. So let's see what the total is. $20 for birthday, 25 for Christmas, 25 for other holidays, 35 for vacay, $20 for clothes, $20 for car, $30 for self-care, $20 for home, $20 for other miscellaneous. We're at $215. Okay. So what I'm left with, once we look at this number, right, 896 is what we were left with after we did our expenses. After we did our variable expenses, we were left with 896. So now I need to subtract my sinking funds, which is 215, from what we were left with, which gives me 681. Right? So we've done this. We've done the variable expenses. We've done sinking funds. Now we go to debt and then savings. But here's the thing. If you have absolutely no savings fund, you will not do any extra debt. Your regular debt payment should be in your regular expenses. You need to put those over here like I did credit card. Any of your, and my car note. So if you have student loans, whatever, you need to put the minimum payment in your expenses so that they're always paid on time, at least with the minimum that's required. This is extra debt. So this is what you want to put on. This is how you snowball to get yourself out of debt. This is extra. This is you will put the necessity debt over here that you have to pay every month on time. This is extra debt. In the event that you have no savings fund, you want to build your savings fund before you start applying extra debt payments. Let me explain that. If you have no savings fund, you want to apply majority of your savings, right? Whatever you have left over to your savings fund until you get that to that designated amount that you choose, whether it be $1,000, $2,000, $2,500, $5,000, $10,000. Get it to that designated amount. And I would say 5,000 is enough, honestly. But I would get it to that designated amount before you start doing extra debt. So you have this safety guard set in place already. So for the sake of this, we're going to say we already have the saving fund together. We're going to do debt payment. I'm not going to do the car note because we're already paying it. I'm just going to do extra towards my credit card, right? So we're going to do debt, and I'm running out of a little space. But I'm going to use all the space within this little container right here. We're going to use all of it. Watch. Debt. Okay. We're going to do credit card. And I'm going to say I'm going to put $100 on my credit card. So what I'm left with after I take away $100 from the $681 that's left is $581, right? So if I take $100, I'll have $581 left. Then I'll go to the next thing that I do, right? Which I didn't put here, but the very next thing that I do, and I'm going to put it now, is I do an account cushion. And I'm going to put that here. And this is something that you start off small and you build it up. An account cushion is a cushion within your checking account that you leave money literally in your checking account for any expenses that may come out that you don't remember, that may be a little higher. Sometimes if you have bill pay, something may be a little higher than what you budgeted for, which I'm going to show you how to prevent that, but it's still a safety guard, especially in the beginning of your budgeting journey, where you leave just a little bit in there each and every paycheck so that as time goes on, it accumulates and you do never, ever, ever get charged by the bank again for overdraft fees. We are not trying to give the bank any of our money. So this is specifically for overdraft fees and any other fees that may come out. So we're going to allocate $15 for that. So if I do what's left over after the $15, right? I'll just subtract $15 from our previous left amount. That's going to give me $566. Then I go down this list. So I can do savings, right? Now, the only way that you would do all of these, not including the account cushion, but the other two, you're going to need, this is necessity anyway. So the bill saving is a necessity, and I'm going to explain why. If you need to do this one though, the only way that you would do the 6-month saving fund is once you have reached your amount here, meaning if you have a set amount for $5,000, once you reach that $5,000 here, then you would move on and start also incorporating the 6-month saving fund. The bill saving is for, so we're going to do, I'm going to do that one, this one. So I'm going to do a bill saving of $50. This is a carryover into each check that will help you pay bills when you may have a big bill like rent due at the end of the month. Okay. So bill saving $50. What do I have left? $566 minus $50. $516. Then, wait, I'm not done. I need to now put money into my savings fund, right? Because say I'm at my 5,000 or whatever number I want, I need to still put money in there and keep saving, right? Because I want to keep saving. So I'm going to put it over here, savings. I'm going to do $400 into my savings fund. And then I'm going to do the remaining 100, because if I do 400, I'll be left with 116. The remaining 116 is going to go into my 6-month saving fund. Now we have no more funds because we're doing a zero-based budget, right? But look at this though. You have allocate funds for every single thing that you need funds allocated for. Okay? You have your expenses, you have your varying expenses, you have savings, sinking funds, you've paid debt, you've left money in your account, you have a bill savings, you put money in your savings account, And you put money towards your 6-month saving goal to make sure your bills will be, if something happens, you have a safety net. You have done all of this just with one paycheck. This is how powerful a budget is. It literally gives you the option to spend and the option to do everything you need to do. Never run from a budget, run to it. Okay, now doing the paycheck on the 16th, right? So we're going to look, we have a chunk of bills due on the 16th, right? So we're going to start same way. We're going to do car note, $250, gym, $25, acorn, $25, car insurance, $30, Netflix, $16, Apple storage, $10, car insurance, $120, Adobe, $21, and credit card payment, $25. So the total, let's tally this up. So we're going to do 25 for $250. Let me add another zero. $250 for the car note, $25 for the gym, $25 for Acorn, $30 for car insurance, $16 for Netflix, $10 for Apple storage. Car insurance is $120. Adobe is $21. Credit card is $25. We are at $522 with the totaling of the bills that we have here, right? So we are left with, right, if we have a $1,400 check minus the $522 from the expenses is $878. Now we're going to do our varying expenses. Okay, so that's the gas, the hair, right? That's all of those. Now, for the sake of this, I'm not going to write them all out. I'm going to say we still did the same amount, right? We put everything in the same amount. If you need to change it, and then you would tally it up. But I'm going to use the same amount here. So we did $275, right? So the variable expenses was $275, right? Total. So we're going to minus $275 from what we had left of the $878. So what we have left now is $608. Okay. Then we're going to go to our sinking funds. I'm going to leave it the same, right? Our sinking fund total is $215. Leaving everything the same this check too, not changing much, right? So sinking funds. I'm going to do $215. So we're left with this, right? We have this. So then for our sinking funds, we're going to take the $215 out. So now we're left with $393, right? Okay. Now, do I still want to pay on my credit card? Yeah, but maybe I won't do as much because I don't have as much left here as I did in my first check, right? Because I have way more expenses this check. So I'm going to still pay something on my credit card, but it's going to be lower than what I paid last month, which was $100. So I'm going to do credit card. I'm going to do $20, right? So what do I have left after the credit card, after I pay the additional on my credit card? I have 373, right? Then we move to the account cushion. Well, since I don't have a whole lot this paycheck, I'm only going to put $10 to the account cushion, right? So what I'll have left over is 363. Now I'm going to do my savings, my bill savings, right? I'm still going to do that. So I'm going to do bill savings or rollover, right? I'm going to do another 50 bucks. Right? Which is going to leave me with $313. Then I'm going to do my savings. This month, what I'll do is I'm going to do 200. This pay, I'll do 200 in my savings. So I'm savings. I'm going to do 200, right? So we're still here. After your bill savings of 50, you're left with 313. Now I'm going to subtract 200 from that. I'm left with $113. This is going to go to my 6-month savings. I have zeroed my budget out. I have no more of my paycheck left. It all is allocated to go somewhere, right? Not only is it allocated to go somewhere, but if I look at in a month, this is, well, almost in a month, right? This is 2 pays in a month. If I look at my savings, right? Even in sinking funds, I'll do sinking funds, right? My savings for sinking funds would be 215 plus another 215 here. So sinking funds, I would have saved within 2 checks $430 for all of these things that I know are going to coming soon in the year, right? Then if I look at my credit card, I've paid 100 plus 20, so $120 of extra money towards my credit card to get my credit card down, right? And on top of the credit card, the regular minimum payment that I paid. So in total, I would pay $145 towards my credit card this month. So that's the debt, right? The account cushion, I have $15 here and then $10 here. So I have 25 bucks in my account just sitting there for anything that may come out as a safety net, right? My bill savings for me to roll over or to use for any excess bills is $50 here plus $50 up here. $50 here. I don't know what just happened with the calculator, y'all. Plus $50 up here, which is 100, right? Now, here's where you really see the big aha moment. Your savings, right? So savings up here for this check and savings down here. First check was $400 that we saved. The second check is $200 that we saved. We have saved $600 with just 2 checks, right? Into our emergency fund, our safety net fund. Then if we look at our 6-month fund, right, which is here, we save $116 the first pay and then $113 the second pay, which now has us at $229, right? This is where you see so many things are covered and you're really financially covered. So let's do the last one, 930. Okay. We have no more bills for September. All of our bills are done. Now, how will we do this, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this calendar. We've satisfied everything we need to satisfy for September by this second check on the 16th. We still have another check on the 30th. But what we're going to do is we're going to look ahead. We get paid here. We're going to look ahead to see when is the next payment? When is the next check that I'll get? So the next check wouldn't be until the 14th of October. So you need to satisfy all of the bills from the 30th of September until the 14th of October. So we're going to go back over here, and when you look, you'll see you have rent, right? Up until the 14th, you have these 4 bills, which are rent, daughter's phone bill, electric, and phone. We have to satisfy those bills out of the 30th check. So what we will do is we'll say, okay, expenses. Rent, $600. Daughter's phone bill, $44. Electric, $65. Phone, $120. Now let's tally that up. There is one more step we're going to do that we didn't do in the previous ones, right? So we're going to do 600 plus 44 plus 65 plus 120 plus, well, that's the amount. So it'll be total $829. So what are we left with? Right? So $1,400 check minus the $829 for the expenses, we are left with $571. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring our bill saving forward. So the bill savings that we had here for $50 and the bill savings that we had here for $50 is $100. We're going to bring that forward. 100, right? Which ultimately totals, right, with what we're left and the bill savings that we brought forward, which is a positive, okay? We are now at $671. Now, if you had any question about what I just did, you can rewind the video and I'll re-explain it as well. The bill savings that I outlined here, we started saving for from check number 1, right? Over here, we saved $50 from the check on the 2nd. We saved another $50 from the check on the 16th. Combined, they are $100 together. Bill savings is what people also call rollover money, or they call it other things as well, but it's money that you save that you're going to have to put to another check to cover other bills. So because we have this big expense for rent out of this one paycheck, we're going to now bring the bill savings forward to help us pay for this big expense and all the other things that we need to budget for out of this paycheck. Okay, see how that works? So now we're at 671. I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the same exact numbers. So for variable, the expenses are $275. So we're going to do first add the $100 from the bill savings. Then we're going to do $275. We're taking away for the variable expenses. We are left with $396. Okay. Then we're going to go to, after the variable, we're going to go to the sinking funds, $215. So sinking, $215, right? Minus $215. So we are left with $215. Well, with $181. Sorry about that. Okay. Now this is way lower than what we were left with in this pay after the sinking funds, which was $681. And after this pay with the sinking funds, which was $396, right? So now I have a choice to make. What am I going to do? Because I have a lower amount that I can spread out between my debt, my accounts, and my savings than I have had with these other 2 paychecks, because I have a big bill coming out, right? But do you see how saving the $100 helped you in the long run, right, with covering these expenses and still having a little something left over. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to say, you know what? I pay enough extra debt this month towards my debt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my account. I'm going to make sure I put money towards my account cushion, right? And the account cushion, you would make, in the beginning of this, you would make a specific number, whether that be $100, $200, $500, whatever that number is to you, you would make that number. And once you get to that number, you no longer have to save for the account cushion, but you want to have something in there at all times that no matter what, if something happens, it's a safeguard for your account so you don't get overdraft fees. So for this one, I'm going to do $10. Okay, I'm still going to save for it because I haven't got to my $100 safety net amount that I want to get to. So what am I left with after that if I'm at 181? So I will be left with 171. Then I'm going to go to, I'm not going to do the bill saving out of this one. I'll do it out of the following check on the 14th. But this one I am going to, well, no, you know what? This one, I'm going to do the bill saving as well. I'm going to do bill saving. I'm going to do $50. Just like I did. $50, $50. So what am I left with? I'm going to be left with 121. And the math is just, I'll do it on here just to, so if I have 171 and I minus $50, I'll be left with 121. Then I'm going to put money into my savings fund. I'm going to do $60 into my savings. What am I left with? Right? Left with $61. And then the $61 I'm going to put in my 6-month fund. I have zeroed out my budget. And this is for, I'm going to just write a line here so we can see. I have zeroed out my budget. I have done all 3 paychecks for the whole entire month. I have taken care of all of my expenses, all of my variable expenses, all of my sinking funds, paid off debt, right? Put money in my account for a safety net. I have bill savings to help me carry over money for any high bills that I have. I put money in my savings. I have also saved for 6 months of expenses in the event that something happens. This is such a big safety net. So now let's tally up how much we actually have saved within these 3 paychecks. So if I go to this one, I save $400 up here. To this one, I saved $200. And then the last one, I put $60 in my savings fund. 400 plus 200 plus 60. Plus 60. I don't know why. 400, what is going on? Plus 200 plus 60. So I have a total of $660 that I have been able to save between the first pay I got until the end of the month when I started at 0. Okay. Then on top of that, I was also able to save in the 6-month fund. My first 6-month fund, I saved $116. The second 6-month fund, I saved $113. And then down here, I saved $61, which now in my 6-month fund, I have $290 sitting there when I started at 0. So this is very powerful. If you don't see, please now see that living off of a budget really gives you the option to spend and to live and live comfortably, have everything allocated, have all of your expenses completed, pay everything on time. It really gives you the option to live financially free and to get debt free. Okay, so that's the video for today on the bi-weekly paycheck budget. I will be coming out next with the bi-weekly for only 2 pays in a month, and then following that video I'm going to have the paycheck budget for getting paid once in a month. And I will continue to develop more and more budgeting videos for you guys. This is very simplistic. I know it's a lot of numbers, but if you need to stop, rewind, please do so. This is a simplistic, really easy, beginner-friendly budget that you can start today to help you get your finances in order. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you're notified as soon as I upload any new videos. And come on, I would love to have you a part of the family. We love having more people a part of the budgeting family and getting these coins together, okay? So, love you guys. Until the next one. See you later. Bye.